Thank you so much for stopping in. This is the transmission I have for you today. As you galactically traverse the new territory of your universe, the previously invisible systems come into conscious awareness of planet Earth realm humanity. You have been introduced to the tools and to the various parts of the system that will eventually visually relate to the revealing of the invisible systems that begin to come into your view. You know the mechanical aspects of the system, yet you closed off your seeing of the intuitive application of the mechanics, or the dominance hardwired reality that you saw. Now, you will begin to intuitively allow the activation of the molecules of the mechanical phase to reveal more. The transformation of all that you interact with will begin to adjust, adding the intuitive activation that, in quotes, lets you see behind the structure. This activation lets you see beyond the structure and how anything you set your thoughts to has much, much more availability to you and much, much more application to you and much, much more implications for you. It gives you a vision of how to utilize anything at a greater advancement for technology, for healing, for governance, for travel, for community, for energy. This will require that you let go of conventional dominance, thinking, and perception. All is not what you see in the constructed environment. All is not what you see in the constructed environment. However, to fully understand this, you must remove the boundaries of thought that absorb your perceptions. You must remove the boundaries of perception that you have been taught. In order to reveal what you don't see, the dominance construct of thought and of application of anything must be chipped away without fear and without protected restriction. Yes, you want to stay in a status quo understanding and allow intuitive application to penetrate the restrictive veil, yet you cannot have it both ways. Technology to leap jump from where you are now to a place beyond the boundaries that currently exist in dominance. I'm going to read that again. You cannot have both if you want technology to leap jump from where you are now to a place beyond the boundaries that currently exist in dominance. You want to, in quotes, stay as you are, and you want the boundaries to be gone, so you can make the adjustments that the new age of energetics offers. This is asking for it both ways. Both ways can work during average times of relatively no change. However, you have entered a time of immense change. You have entered a time of immense change. Everything you know changes. Having it both ways at this stage of the transitionary time you are in slows down the advancement. The advancement of your current time is rapid and controlled. It allows for the absorption of the new conceptual introductory changes to occur in humanity. Excuse me. Some of you absorb, let me read that again. The advancement of your current time is rapid and controlled. It allows for the absorption of the new conceptual introductory changes to occur in humanity. Some of you absorb instantly. Some of you absorb quickly. Some absorb slower, and some ignore. Each level takes on the role necessary to advance each stage. Those who recognize and absorb the concept, the thought, the development, the application, the usage, the introduction of the original concept item, and take it to the populace, to the market, so to say, are the people who caught on first, and then they gradually introduce it to those who are slower to absorb. No one is left out. Some take longer to come to awareness, to enlightenment. They become the advanced team, those who introduce concepts, technology, healing, before any other can even conceive of the thought. This process has taken much linear time in the past. This process will become more compact in your coming time. Eventually, as much time passes into your future, eventually new of anything will become instant by all. Eventually new of anything will become instant by all. Staying as you are slows down the process. Everyone has a role to play in the cosmos of each realm, of Earth realm. Staying as you are slows down the process. Everyone has a role to play in the cosmos of Earth realm. You are each an individual, and you are one with all. No one, no group, no resistance to advancements of quantum thought will prevent what is to come. The benevolence of the changing era, from dominance to harmony, cannot be held back nor delayed at the point where the transition of the earth and human energetics must transit forward. So nothing will hold it back. When it needs to move, it's going to move forward. I'm going to continue. There are those who will be adapted and ready, and others will be at various stages of ready. All will transform into the new era energetics. Transition is difficult. It must happen. It will happen when necessary. It will be rough for some, easy for others, and smooth for others. The revealing of what has been invisible to humanity is a gradual process, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, always methodical. You are in a most dynamic time. Allow yourself to put down the barriers and let all the wonderments reveal. They will not harm. They will only benevolently help advance civilization of the planet Earth realm. It will happen anyway. Resistance ultimately is futile. The way you see things today will not be the way you see things in a linear year. That's where it ends. That's the end of the transmission. So the things that stick out for me, first of all, I wanted to comment. I read some comments that I read too slowly, and I read some comments that I don't really read So it's understandable that sometimes the transmissions from universal energy, my universal energy sources, it's not necessarily a smooth. It's not smooth. It's not a prepared speech. It's not something that is written and then rethought through and then put into a way that is written easily, easily written to understand. Sometimes they don't put it that in the ands and the ifs and the ors and all those things. So I will try to read a little faster. I can speed up the video so that it's not so slow. But also I want to make sure you hear each word, because each word is important. They don't tell me words that are not important. They say it the way they want you to hear it. And I read it after I write it on the video. And I generally do not go back and read any transmissions. I read them. The first time I'm reading them back is when I'm talking to you. I had to take a drink of water. Okay. So the things that stick out at me, they're talking about the mechanical. All of a sudden now they're using this word mechanical and the need to add intuition to the structure that is in place. The word mechanical that they're using, the way when they're presenting that word to me, it's representing the dominance, hardwired era that we are exiting from. Everything's hardwired. So it's going from hardwired dominance to more intuitive understanding, where we see the energy of the mechanical things that we have learned and have grown up with for ages. We're in a transition. There is indication that we will be able to receive a lot of innovations that change everything. That's what I'm feeling. Those who pick up on the innovations first bring it to the people. And ultimately, we all will be able to see what the early people see. I mean, not early, the people who sometimes something can be presented. Let's say an item, a phone, the old-time rotary phone, let's say. And there are some people, they saw that rotary phone and they're like, hey, I can do something different with that phone. I can use it a different way. I can create a different way to utilize that structure, that concept, that mechanical structured item in a different way. So they're the leader thinkers. What they're saying in this transmission is eventually we'll all be at that leading edge. It'll all be instant for everybody. Everybody will understand it. And then they also said that ultimately, basically, we can't have it both ways. We can't have the structured status quo and innovation at the same time. I'm using the word innovation. We can't have them both. Because we're going to have to open our thoughts, our minds, to seeing the energy behind the structure or the mechanical item. Think about that. We are going to be able to see the energy behind the mechanical structure. The big message is the structured boundaries of the dominance era is breaking down. That's the big message, I think, in this one. With this transmission, we are being introduced to a whole new line of transmissions. Now, this feels totally different than anything that we've been getting. I have several more transmissions that I'm working on right now regarding this. They're coming in right now. And so please, this is where it's in. Please stay tuned because I have a lot more to tell you. Please stay tuned because there's a lot more to come. Please like and subscribe to my channel and share it with whoever could use this message. And in the meantime, stay tuned because there is a lot more to come.